Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
And Jaime and Fuego here.
And we are back here at the Phoenix Film Festival, International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival portion of it for 2018. And today we're talking about Cynthia. And what's funny about Cynthia, what strikes me the most about it
Was there anything funny about Cynthia?
No, what I would say is most striking about Cynthia is it's the first time I've ever seen Fuego walk out of a movie genuinely angry.
I was kind of upset.
So, yeah, it was definitely interesting to see that, but he was not a fan, and neither was I. This was plainly Bad Milo and Hell Baby done worse.
Yep.
Even though, yes, it's a practical sort of creature, it does not look any better than your typical Charles Band sort of creature from, you know, all of those kinds of films.
And a lot of those were done better than this.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Girls and Corpses.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we applaud the effort, but man, it was just really rough. And here's the thing, we talked to some other people that actually really enjoyed it. But
yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in the premise and want to stack it up to those other two movies, I've seen one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the Hell Baby or whatever. But
Hell Baby's funny, yeah.
I thought Bad Milo was very funny, too. So friends of ours who had not seen either of those walked out of this really enjoying it. Perhaps it was just, I don't know, the burden of comparison in this
Possibly
instance.
so.
Yeah.
But even beyond the comparison, the movie was just boring. The acting was kind of flat for me, especially for the lead character. Like, the lead character's sister was funny, but mainly because I recognize her from some short films that a buddy of mine is involved with in L.A. The main character is that Scout. You said
Yes.
Scout Taylor Compton.
That's her name. Yeah. She was in both of the Halloween remakes that Rob Zombie did, and I've also seen her in two other films at the festival, and Over, which is not horror, and that movie is terrible, and one that I actually quite enjoyed her in, which was Feral. So I'm not going to say that she's a bad actress, but comedically, maybe it was just the timing or something. There was just something off with it, and the husband wasn't particularly likable either.
Well, yeah,
and
we'll get to the acting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, overall impressions, yeah, I wasn't too impressed. And if I'm going to jump in the story, here's where we have the similarities and stuff. We have a couple that is obsessed with having a child, and
a wife, that is.
Yes, a wife that is correct. Yeah, the husband is just kind of along for the ride, as you see very quickly. And yeah, it's not without trying. They're doing it constantly, almost to the point where he's not even enjoying the get down anymore. It's just not there for him. And I guess that's what happens when it feels like work after a while, and you're there's no passion behind it. And if that's the way sex turns, that's not good for a relationship. And so you can tell that they're strained, but they go and they get this experimental. She finds something on the internet, right? Yeah, and gets it sent to her, and she takes this stuff, and then suddenly she's pregnant. But when they go in for the ultrasound,
suddenly they're using it for quite a while.
Yeah, and then it finally takes.
Yeah, after a number of months, it takes.
Yeah, but it eventually does, and when they go in for the ultrasound, they find out, oh, you're having twins. And you can imagine where this is going then, right?
Well, they say twins, and then they're like, oh, no, actually, it's just a bit of cancer in there as well that we're going to have to remove.
Yep.
And, there's this really weird dream sequence, and then
there's a few weird
dream
dream sequences.
Weird stuff, man. And then eventually, yeah, she has the baby, and they pull out the cancer thing, but it wriggles and moves, and then it escapes. And it's just this, it becomes, then it becomes all those stupid, it's a little bit Gremlins, a little bit this or that, where it's the POV of something really small scampering behind people that don't know, making weird noises that people don't hear. Like,
yeah.
It's just
they're too busy trying to get down, like with the nurse and the
the most unnecessary nudity ever. But
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but it felt so forced, and it was just. And I know it's a horror movie, and this is supposed to be fun.
Par for the course.
Yeah, I guess so.
But man, it was just. It was so I don't know. It just felt like kind of halfway to me, like not fully committed or just committed in just. God, I don't even know how to say. It wasn't as funny as the other movies. It didn't have as good of acting then, because again, you had Ken Marino in Bad Milo, and you had Kumail Nanjiani and Rob Corddry in Hell Baby. So you have a better caliber of comedian actors for a movie that is supposed to be a horror comedy.
Yeah, which are able to elevate the silliness of the premise,
Right.
And so maybe that's where acting, if we're going to shift into that, maybe that's where the acting just kind of fell
Again, I
fell
wasn't
short
a Scout
for
fan.
us.
I'm not a Scout fan because she I guess maybe she did well because she just seemed like such an annoying, one-track-minded sourpuss the entire movie. I just wanted more range from her.
And I feel like that's how she was written.
Up and down. I know,
you know?
like, there
and
needed
so maybe,
to be more give and take.
Yeah, and so maybe that's not entirely her fault. She was just doing the best she could with the script that she was given. And so everybody else, I mean, the bitchy sister, she was okay enough, but she felt very one-note cliche to me, and that was presumably the way she was written too. And
especially with like her little thing with Sid Haig. That was so forced.
Oh, my God.
And totally unnecessary.
Unbelievable, too.
Oh, my God, so bad.
Yeah, so there was some Sid Haig, and there's also a...
Sid's good, but his partner was horrible, too. Like, there was a lot of badness in this. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to say the husband was really, really annoying. By the way, I will say he looked like Seth MacFarlane at age 20.
Yes, he did.
He looked exactly like a young Seth MacFarlane, but none
teeth,
of the talent.
man.
None of the talent. Like, it's crazy. He's so annoying, and his character actually is what one of the later plot reveals revolves around that is
offensive to me.
So bad and offensive.
Yeah, totally
it straight
offensive.
Up bothered both of us. Like, it was so, like, we were watching it, and I imagine you felt a little like me, like, really? In 2018 we're doing
this? Yeah. You're going to write these characters like this and actually portray this choice in that light?
It's so
it
bad.
blew my mind.
Yeah, it was really
you know,
bad.
I'm not easily offended, and I hate to use a term like in poor taste, but seriously, guys, seriously,
that was. I'm not a fan of what they did, and maybe they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. No, we were saying that this, and it was actually this, and it's like, no, that's not how it came across. It came across very put downy and hateful and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I was not
one
a fan.
thing is one thing, but I don't know.
To twist it like they did, it was just not good. Or to have the reaction the way it did was not good. But
totally. So
let's talk about the effects just briefly.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
I guess the weird little creature, mutant, whatever the hell it was. Maybe
Cynthia.
it's because I saw them holding the design on the magazine that they gave us beforehand that I mean, they show it in quick little flashes, almost like Jaws style type approach later. Once you get to the third act. But I mean, for a while, you're just getting quick glimpses, and the fact that we had this magazine given to us by the people behind it that just let me. I stared at the look of this mutant little thingy for quite a while, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So
there's a certain, yes, a creature has to look like a creature, but it also has to have a certain level of visual appeal, even as a creature.
Yeah.
And this just was not. It just looked like someone had formed vomit into a thing, and like it held, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit of a bummer. It was definitely the letdown of the show for me. Because I was kind of excited about it. Another person had hit us up on Facebook saying, make sure you go see this. And, man, I was like...
And the creativity of the kills didn't really do it for me much either.
All.
And
a lot of this. A lot of guys going, with something on them, you know? Like, that's been done, and it's not been done well.
Yeah, and if those had been more memorable, maybe that would have made us more forgiving of some of the other shortcomings. But as a whole... yeah, it just didn't do it. I was actually looking forward to this, and unfortunately, it disappointed. Yeah. So I don't know if you haven't seen Bad Milo or Hell Baby, like Cecil said earlier.
One comes from the butt, one comes from the front.
I can vouch for Bad Milo.
Two different choices. Go watch those movies instead, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime Fuego.
Thanks once again to Patrick and Monty from the festival here, both the Phoenix Film Festival and the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival, respectively, as well as Patrick from Allied. Thank you guys very much. And remember,
stay scared.
But it won't be from this one.